On the last question of our assignment, we don't have to do 18. Cross that out. You'll do 18 on Desmos on your quiz. You won't have to do it on your assignment. We know one endpoint of AB is at negative 3, 5. I know the coordinates is at 2 and negative 6. I want to know the distance from A to B. So let's sketch this graph out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll scratch it out. So I'm at negative 3 and 5 for one endpoint. So if I go to the left 3 and up 5, here's point, or it doesn't say which endpoint it is. It's just an endpoint. So it's at negative 3 and 5. I'm told the midpoint is over here at 2 and negative 6. So here's my midpoint. I'm going to use M for midpoint. 2, whoops, wrote that backwards. 2 and negative 6. Which means when I draw this out here, I'm not drawing it to scale obviously, but I know my other endpoint is over here someplace. I don't know what this point is. So I'm going to find that point. This is one I'm going to use geometrically because I've got a graph. Look at your x coordinates. From negative 3 to 2, I'm going to the right 5, aren't I? So if I keep on going to the right 5, 2 plus 5 would put me at 7. And then I'll do my y coordinates. And I'm going from 5 down to negative 6. Now notice I did not draw that even close to scale. 5 to negative 6, I'm going down 11. So if I keep on going down 11, I'm down here at negative 17. Because negative 6 minus 11 will give me negative 17. Now that I found my endpoint, I can use my distance formula. That distance formula shows up all over the place. So subtract your x's, squared, subtract your y's, and we'll square those. So I'm going to say negative 3 minus, I'll go my endpoint first. I'll go 7 minus a negative 3, although it doesn't matter which order you do it, plus negative 17 minus 5 squared. Well, 7 plus 3 is 10 squared. Negative 17 minus 5 is negative 22 squared. So I get 100 plus 22 squared, I do believe, is 484. I'll use my calculator just to double check that. I've got other things open here. Sorry about that. And here we go. If I go 22 and I square that, come on, this thing is slow. 22 squared is 484. So my distance is going to be the square root of 584. Now, does that simplify? I think it does. And the reason I think it does is I know 4 goes into 84. So this would be the square root of 4. If I take 584 and I divide that by 4, I get 146. So yes, it does simplify. Now let me see. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. I don't know if anything goes into 146 that's a perfect square. Well, let's try 2. If I take 146 and I divide that by 2, I get 73. But nothing goes into 73, so I was right. So my correct answer, simplified form, the square root of 4 is 2. So it's 2 times the square root of 146. And that is the distance from A to B. Always write your square roots in simplified form. Just like we always reduce a fraction, we always, if I have a square root, I always want to simplify that from Algebra 1. That part has not changed one bit.